Hey guys, Sarah here. So I'm going to follow up last week's video showing off my yearlings with showing off some babies that I actually plan to keep from this year. This is 2021, obviously. This one is a little anery male, and he's in shed, so I'm trying to not bother him too much, but he's actually from my flare project. You can see he's in shed there. And he's just a nice little anery. I tried to keep a few males from this project because I really had so many females but not very many males. But this is the first one. I'm not going to start worrying about names for these guys until they're a little bit older. Mostly because if I name them, that means I feel more obligated to keep them. But I also know that a lot of these I may not end up keeping ultimately. So for now, I'm not going to be naming them, but I'll just be showing them off. I'm actually going to go ahead and get the brother of this little guy who will be a charcoal. So give me just one second. Of course, I just happened to get these guys when this whole clutch seems to be in shed. But this is the charcoal male, and he might actually be an anery charcoal combination known as carbon. Not 100% sure, but I'll actually get his charcoal sister out in a few minutes so you can kind of see the difference. But he definitely looked very, very charcoal when he hatched. And as he's growing up, he's a little bit lighter than his sister is, so I still know that he's at least a charcoal, but he might be a little bit more than that. We'll have to see. He's one of those I'll have to raise up and breed him to a known charcoal to see what he is, or a known anery, I'm sorry, to see what he is. But for now, we know he's at least a charcoal. Alright, here's the charcoal sister of those two. She, of course, is also in shed, but a little bit earlier on. She actually was a trouble feeder when she was really young. It took me kind of a long time to get her started. The rest of her clutch all ate really quickly, but she took a little while before she would take it on her own. I had to either boil them or sometimes tease feed. But as you can see, she's doing really well now. She takes food every time now. She actually takes it right off the tongs every time. So it seems to go that way. There's a lot of them that start out as trouble feeders, but then once they understand what food is, they're like, nom nom nom. So there she is. I also love this little zigzaggy pattern she's got going on. She's just a really cool snake. She is a bit darker though than that other male. I don't know if you can kind of tell. She overall has a little less contrast than he does. If they weren't all in shed, it would be a lot easier to tell. But yeah, I really do like her. I wanted to keep, like I said, a few females and a few males from this project. So I actually have one other female that I want to show you guys. Here is the largest and feistiest of all the babies that I'm keeping from the flare project this year. She's a ghost. These parents were ones, I don't know if anybody remembers, that probably had a dual father clutch. So I had my female who I knew was het for hypo, anery, charcoal, sun-kissed, diffuse, just a whole bunch of stuff. And I originally tried her with a male charcoal and didn't think that it took. Oh, she just pooped. But I'll clean that up in just a sec. But then I got another male who was sold to me as a ghost blood red motley and decided to try him instead. And so we got this ghost female and we got some aneries, but then we also got some charcoals. So yeah, I'm going to put her away and clean up this poop now. But there she is. She is a very pretty snake. She just obviously, well, you can see that down there. She decided she was going to give us a little gift today. So there you go, Poopy. Alright, this girl is from a different clutch, not in the flare line. This is actually a girl from my two possibly het golden females that I know are het for Caramel and Motley. This is actually the sister of the Minecraft clutch that I had from last video. She's also in shed. Of course, I pick the one day that all of these babies are in shed to record this video, but sorry, that's what we've got today. I'll be putting up other pictures on the side so that you guys can kind of see some of the more recent photos of them. I really like her because she has so much yellow along her sides that go all the way down. Look how much yellow she has. I've never quite seen a motley that had that much yellow. And I also really love that she has this hurricane pattern going down her as well. It's been a long time since I've seen a normal hurricane motley. You normally see them in aneries or snows or in something else, but she definitely has a very nice hurricaning pattern going down, and that's one of the main reasons I wanted to keep her. Plus, she's always been a really good feeder for me, and she has a very, very good personality. She's very, very docile. I like her a lot. So there she is. I probably will be naming these with different themes, so if you guys have themes that you want me to use for these clutches, the flare
clutch will need a theme, and this clutch will need a theme. This possible het golden clutch will need a theme. I'm not calling the babies possibly het golden, but the parents were, so either way, I will want themes for them. I usually go with either, like, you know, purple flowers or yellow flowers, or sometimes, like I said, there was a Minecraft theme. The parents of this clutch were a dessert theme, so there was donut and gelato and empanada and a bunch like that. So yeah, if you guys can think of like a theme that would sound really cool for either of these groups, just let me know. I think I'm definitely open to suggestions on that. Let me go get the sibling, or siblings, I guess I should say, for this girl. As I mentioned in my last video, Motley is my favorite pattern mutation, and this guy is a sibling of that other Motley, and obviously also a Motley. I say obviously, he kind of looks like a stripe because of how wide his back stripe is, but he's definitely genetically a Motley, and I just really like him. He's got a little bit of an attitude, but man, when he came out, that pattern just definitely got me. I don't know, I love his pattern, I love his color, I love everything about him, and he's always fed really well for me, so yeah, there's going to be a lot of Motleys in this project, so maybe we could, like, I don't know, name the siblings after the Motley crew or something, I don't know, but yeah, there he is. I really like him a lot. He's also got a lot of yellow, not quite as much as the female, but, and it's also interesting to me that he has this awesome pinstripe, but there's like no evidence anywhere on his body of there being any frosting that would create the hurricane look, but his sister is such a good-looking hurricane. It is very interesting. Every time I breed these parents, I get vastly different like results, so it's really cool to hold some back from each year that I've bred them, just to see what all the babies ended up looking like. There is one more from this clutch that I'll show you guys. He's not going to be a keeper. In fact, he's available right now, so give me just a second and I'll go get him. This was definitely not the week to record these babies because they're all in shed, but this guy is a caramel. I'm not keeping him. He's actually available up on my website right now, which is sarahsnakeshop.com, and if you're interested in him, you can also message me on Facebook about him, but he is just a really, really neat little guy. He's always fed really well. I originally was going to keep him because, like I said, the parents were possibly het golden, so when I hatched some, you know, caramely looking ones, I thought, well, maybe these are golden. But after they grew up a little bit and I looked at them and compared it to photos of actual goldens online, I don't think he's a golden. I think he's just a caramel, and so he is available right now. He has this really cool head pattern. I really like it a lot. Oh, if my camera would focus. Maybe. There we go. But yeah, I really love that head pattern on him. He has just been a really, really good snake, and kind of surprised that he hasn't been sold yet. Alright, we're on to a different clutch of babies now. This is just a female snow motley that I decided to hold on to for a little while to see how her colors developed. As you guys know, I typically have, I keep the halos, and most of the adult halos that I have right now are related to each other, so if any of these snows that are completely unrelated end up like being halo, I plan to keep them just to get some new blood into the lines. But there's this one little female, and if she does not end up being halo, she will be for sale, but right now we're just waiting to see how her colors develop. Here is another female snow motley. I forgot to mention that the other one is motley, I think, but they're obviously all motleys. And this girl is oddly talkative, which I know sounds weird, but ever since the day she hatched out of the egg, anytime that anything moves around here, she kind of does a little psst, psst sound. She did it a couple times when I was getting her out of her enclosure, and she never strikes or anything along with it. She just always makes the noise like she's scary. And she's another one, again, that I'm going to keep until we kind of see how her colors come in, and then if she ends up not being a halo, then she'll probably be put up for sale. And she is a little bit bigger than her other sibling. I think she just always ate better. The other girl does eat just fine, but this girl has just always taken meals. So there she is. She's really cool. I kind of like her weird aberrant pattern here near the end of her tail. Here we have another snow motley. This is a half sibling, so same dad, different moms. And these parents were sold to me as ghost blood red Motleys. I think I mentioned that. And if you guys watched my videos on these clutches hatching, you'll remember the fiasco with all of that. The male was sold as a female, and then once I found out it was male, then it's a long story. But this girl is one that I actually do plan to keep because she is showing some halo borders. I don't think you can really see them very well on this camera. Hers are actually not very thick. But she does have some nice frosting going on in her saddles also, so she might also go pretty well in a hurricane Motley project. Don't really know, but for now I'm going to keep her mostly for the halo project. She is a really sweet snake. She's a little bit smaller. She's a half sibling. She's a little bit younger also to those other two, but she's eating really well for me, and I hope that she's going to make a really great addition to the halo projects. Next is probably my favorite boy from these clutches. These are all siblings, all these snows, except for the first two, which were half siblings. But this guy is a pinstripe Motley, but also at the back, like half of his body, it turns into this weird, like almost sunspot looking pattern. He's definitely very unique and very cool. Since the moment that he came out, I was like, he's going to be a keeper for sure. And you can see he's a little bit bigger than his other siblings. Again, he's just a powerhouse for food. Like, he just wants to eat all the time. His colors are still not coming in. I might keep him permanently. That's kind of the plan right now. Whether he develops the halo yellow or not. But I am, of course, hoping that, like his sister, he will develop that halo yellow. We'll see. Again, I really do love this little guy, and ever since he hatched, I just thought that pattern was so cool. I almost can't sell him in good conscience, especially, like, just look at those weird little spots. Like, that's just such a cool, like, I don't know, opposite Motley pattern from what we're used to seeing. And last but not least is this amazing snow stripe boy, keeping him for the same reason. I probably, if he does not end up being halo, I probably will not keep him. Just because, I don't know, snow stripes are white and I just don't really feel like they have as much like coolness to them, but he is a very sweet little boy, and I have always just been able to hold him ever since the day he hatched, and I really love like how light colored his irises are. Like, I don't know if you guys could see the difference between him and the other ones. I might actually go ahead and grab his brother out so you can see the difference between those irises. Okay, so I have the snow stripe here on my left, and then the snow Motley on the right. And I don't know if you can see the difference. My camera is also not focusing, which doesn't help. But I don't know, it just looks like the snow stripe, who's on the left side there, just has a whiter iris than the snow Motley. And I don't really know what the deal is with that, and maybe it's not that way, maybe it just seems that way, but either way, I really love the look of this snow Motley boy. Snow stripe boy, but I really love both of them either way. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it wasn't too long. It's a little bit shorter, I think, than the one from last week. Let me know what you guys think I should name them as far as themes go. So, is there a certain movie that you like, or a certain video game that you like, or even just something that you think would be a cool, like, theme for names? Like I said, I have one that was a dessert theme with donut and empanada, and so even if it's like food themes, anything that you think, just let me know in the comments down below. Remember, I'm also doing a discount for anything that is not a snake on my website with TD30. I will put that code down in the description. It's 30% off. We have tie-dye shirts, so if you guys want a custom tie-dye shirt, just let me know and we'll get one of those out for you. I also have other things such as masks and notepads and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.